Welcome. Today we're going to talk about thanking the false twin flame for everything they've done for you. Now, I know this is a different approach than you might hear or than may have been in your experience until now. And that's why I'm going to give you these 3 reasons because it's different and I hope it will help you give clarity, go deeper, and have success on your twin flame journey. Now, the first reason to thank your false twin flame is for showing you what you need to heal, learn, and change for twin flame success. They are, in fact, the space. They are, in fact, preparing the space and also making space eventually. Yes, that's true. The false twin flame, we all have heard of that, I suppose. It's this person that you believe is the twin flame, your ultimate lover and partner. And then eventually they're not. And they get a bad rep. They get your anger, perhaps, and your sadness. And you suddenly see that they were misbehaving, perhaps all along, and they were maybe a little bit narcissistic in their character, even, or they were, now that your eyes have been opened, they're like blatantly wrong for you, and you actually differ tremendously in what you value, so that you can't actually be the two complementary people in one harmonious union. That's not possible. And then you tend to see them very negatively. There can sometimes even be this victim mentality that the false twin flame is sort of expertly and thought out on the forehand taking away from you. They're taking from you because they have this way of thinking and being and doing that is very malicious, and they're just there to use you, basically. And that can be sort of more like a victim feeling, that this was done to you, that they posed as the true twin flame. So, and all these kinds of things are in the end essentially what you have been doing yourself, to your own perception about the situation. You have been believing that this was the twin flame and it wasn't really perfect. And then at a certain moment, you came to the conclusion that they really weren't. And now you see all these negative things that had been playing out, and they had been playing out, and at the same time it was you who had been believing this all along. And that is sort of the false twin flame. It could actually be anyone. They're not a special person, but they step for you in your experiential field into your idea of that the true twin flame does exist. And then you take that one because that's the one that is presented to you. And that's not wrong. It is presented to you as someone to explore if they are the true twin flame. But I'm just trying to sort of define for you what that often is and how that often plays out for people. And yeah. So in the end, the true twin flame and the false twin flame both show you what needs to be healed. So the funny thing is that although everything I just said can be true on multiple moments in your journey where you truly feel that it is the true twin flame, well, it is the false. And then at another moment, you will feel like, oh my God, they are really an awful person, and I'm such a victim of them, and they were always malicious. And then it goes that direction, and you see how it was not fitting in such blatant terms. then it goes that direction. But actually, the true twin flame and the false twin flame both are capable of showing you exactly what you need to heal, learn, and change for twin flame success. And it doesn't even matter if it's the true twin flame or the false twin flame to give you these lessons, to give you these things that you need to look deeper to, that you need to take in, that you need to digest, to heal, that you need to heal inside your psyche, inside your emotions, inside your mental field, inside your body, perhaps even inside your relationship with the divine. And they both have the capacity to do that for you. So they're the same in that sense. It's just really funny almost how that is true. So this is a sort of perspective that you may see only much, much, much later, potentially, but that's why I bring it to you, because maybe it can be helpful already right now. The true twin flame, they can show you by mirroring to you, playing out in front of you what needs to be healed. And that is actually their specialty. They will show you that. And that's because they are you. So they will show you what needs to be healed in the most direct way. And then you are invited to thus heal that. And then you get with the true twin flame also in this direction again, with them mirroring back to you the ultimate love. And of course, that's where we want to stay and stuff. But yes, that can happen, that they also can mirror the ultimate not love. And that is to heal that for the both of you. I mean, it's for the harmony and the peace, the inner heart peace of the both of you. And that's just a wonderful given that they can do that for you. They're just very loving. It's just the most loving person in the world for you. And it's the most loving thing that they can ever do to you. Because from there, you can heal and go to that new healed place that is beyond that. And you will also be eternally beyond that lesson, beyond that wound, beyond that challenge. So that change, that sort of change makes a lot of sense, because you will get rid of it eternally, forever, because it's the twin flame and that's the ultimate partner. So you will also have ultimate results in your healing in that sense. But because the false twin flame is in your perception actually also that person for the time being, and you do sort of project that onto them, you do also project onto them those lessons that need to be learned anyway. And also the false twin flame is part of the world in a bigger sense, like everything is. And the world will always mirror back to you what you need to learn. So these two things make that the false twin flame can actually very well mirror to you the things that you need to heal, even if you had been or were or are going to be with your true twin flame. Then that lesson would also appear. Then that wound would also rear its head until you heal it completely with an eternal result. And this is also what we see in practice with people, with a client of mine, for instance, and my friend and co-worker that got to the state of being of harmonious twin flame union. And for myself, this also has happened, that you can see that the false twin flame had been mirroring so that you can heal those things in yourself. And later on, with the true twin flame, you can discern that those were actually the things that were needed to be healed anyway, because they would also come up with the true twin flame. In something like a situation that would be sort of a repeat exercise, but you had already healed it to such a degree so that it's now actually seems very much doable for you to do this healing, and you will do it quite easily, or that it would not occur to you anymore, that the situation looks exactly the same or sort of the same, but you don't feel upset by it anymore, which is the big difference that we're talking about with healing and with twin flame healing. But this sort of situation will look like it. So be grateful that you can work it out with a false twin flame. Maybe you get very angry beyond words because this is something that triggers you greatly and you need to still go through the healing. Maybe you get to incredible panic or sadness or everything at the same time because of these kinds of things that human beings have that need to be healed before this all can happen in a harmonious way with a true twin flame that will stick with you, that will be the eternal result. So be grateful for that you can perhaps work some of the most dramatic awfulness that can sometimes be part of the healing, that you can work that out already with a false twin flame. Be grateful that someone is willing to work that out with you or be there for you so that you can sort of project that onto them and then work that out as a result. It's not that we want to project or advise that, but what I mean is that is often what's happening, and be grateful that they were there in the position to be there with you while you were working that out, because that had needed to be worked out anyway. So you will always see, perhaps later, but that it actually had worked out for you perfectly. And there is another element that I want to speak in this first reason to be thankful and grateful for the false twin flame to be there in your journey. And that is, think about the fact that your true twin flame may also have a false twin flame experience for themselves. In other words, they have someone else they are in a relationship with, for instance, in the period leading up to you coming in a state of being of harmonious twin flame union, and from there on out starting the physical being together also that sprouts from that state of being. So maybe they do have their own false twin flame, and sometimes you even know who that is, or you get a glimpse of who that is, and this can be very painful. And that can be also, of course, a mirroring that you can take for yourself, into yourself, and heal in yourself, your reaction to that. But what I want to say is that what you can see is that you can also be grateful for them, for the false twin flame of your true twin flame. You can be grateful for them because you will see that they not only will mirror for you what upsets you about them being there, but you also will be able to see a reflection of yourself as the partner in their partner, their false partner that they temporarily may have leading up to you be together. Because there might be something in them that is in you. And when you heal that in you, you will heal it in your true twin flame, and their necessity to have that false twin flame of themselves will fall away. So you, for instance, seeing in your true twin flame's false twin flame, like, oh, but they have a fake marriage because that marriage was based, just an example, on social status, money, and getting your way with certain physical, social goals that you have in life. But that's not unconditional divine love, of course. And you can see that, oh, so there is a problem with my true twin flame falling for that, thinking that is a relationship. But there's also like it's possible that I have that too. I have a tendency to go for or have gone for, because it was normal in my family history, for instance, for social plus financial benefits, and do as if that is a relationship, do as if that has actual meaning in the heart. Of course, any sane union that has a relationship inside of it also works with social things and also works with money. So don't be mistaken, of course. But it's another uh, core motivation, and that makes everything completely different. So if you see that false twin flame of your true twin flame, then you might want to heal that element in yourself, see how you have it. And yeah, you may be very grateful that you've seen that, because now it all gets so much clearer. You know what you need to heal, you heal it, and you just have gratitude. And even if it takes a little while more, you're just grateful. So the second reason to be grateful for the false twin flame is for helping you go deeper into yourself, even when it was by means of feeling bad for contrast. They are making you relocate your point of gravity in your experience in your inner heart. Yeah, I love that, because the false twin flame makes you go deeper and prepares you. And going deeper means you start to explore much more who the true you is, who the soul you is, who the divine you is, who the energetic divine core is that is embodied here by me, for instance. You relocate when you are, for instance, having all these sometimes really difficult and awful lessons that you're going to learn by healing yourself. You're going to get so much more knowledge about who you are, and your self-concept gets so much deeper. There's much more and more and more of you that comes up, that will become conscious and healed, that will become transformed more and more through this healing. And that's how you relocate yourself, because there's much more of you that is healed and conscious. There's much more of you that is really connecting with the divine. Your sense of self and self-concept is expanding, and you become, well, less superficial in a sense. First, you thought that maybe like love and relationships were very much on the outside, and you were busy with trying to find out which person was belonging to this twin flame feeling. I mean, you have this feeling, right? And also concept and idea of wanting it. Which person belongs there with you, and you're perhaps busy with what is wrong with that other person. Sometimes we do that, right? Because it doesn't seem to fit fully. And we're busy with how that differs from the norms of the society. We're busy with what we want in a relationship and how we want to be reciprocated and how that feels for us. And this means that we're still a little bit on the outside of being with people and society and social and what we need and stuff. And this false twin flame experience and the healing that it asks for will start to relocate you much more inner, deeper in your heart, deeper in your heart, deeper in your heart until you understand that it is really you. Everything is you in a sense, and you relate to yourself, and your self relationship will automatically translate in other relationships that you have in the world. And your self relationship is even fully a mirror of your relationship with your source, with the divine. So that is actually what now becomes more center stage for you. And you understand that this is where the true abundance lies that you're looking for, and that will one day be mirrored by this true twin flame that comes into your life and answers that in an equal way. So your point of gravity will much more be in your inner heart. And the false twin flame had helped you to relocate there, sometimes because they were so awful, sometimes because they were so contrast giving to you, because it didn't work out. It was not ideal and it was painful. So we're not saying that we want to get stuck in pain, but what we do want to say is that this pain gives you the need to relocate to a place where there's actual inner peace. And that's why you can be grateful for the false twin flame. And the third reason to be grateful for the false twin flame is for showing you how to deal with the true twin flame when they finally will be with you forever after. They give you enough contrasts to understand where to place your healthy relationship boundaries in your union. Now, isn't that true? They give you contrast, but you reorganize your inner life as a result of that. You start to understand how you disrespect yourself and where boundaries need to be placed because of that. You start to understand how you organize your relationship with even your true twin flame within the union that is the spiritual union, the spiritual unified energy field of both of you. But within that, there's also relationship. You start to understand how that needs to work out, how relationship on this level is supposed to be organized, so that all ideas of even thinking about going left or right that is out of that order does even occur to you. So they will show you how to deal with relationship in the one and only sane and healthy way that you actually desire. And these are like divine order kind of an elements that will be coming into place in your mind by this process. And yes, boundaries are also part of that within the relationship that is inside the energetic harmonized field that is your union on the spiritual level. But perhaps they are not even boundaries, they're actually normal ways of having self-respect. And they don't need to be called boundaries anymore because they're not to keep. But they're not a boundary anymore because they're not meant to hold away toxic people. They're just guiding you along what is the order of relationship in this beautiful, beautiful sacred marriage. And that is why you can be so incredibly grateful for the false twin flame, because they made it possible for you to sort that out. Thank you, false twin flame. And now you may go. I hope this was helpful for you, and I would love to invite you to our community on Facebook. You can click the link in the description below and in the pinned comment. We have a monthly program with 4 events that are live with you to get to know each other and contact each other. Just, have this real connection and start going there to start our relationship together. And in these 4 monthly events, you will learn everything you need to do your journey and complete it. So I hope that is helpful for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.